Imagine looking at your own history and feeling like you've been completely blindsided, forced to say, "No, that's not who I am at all." Now, at 94 years old, the legendary Angie Dickinson is finally pulling back the curtain on her real connection with Ricky Nelson, and the revelations have everyone talking. Born Angeline Brown on the final day of September 1931, she started life in the tiny, quiet community of Culm, North Dakota. Growing up during the hardships of the Great Depression, she was raised by a father who edited and published the local paper. He didn't just give her a name, he instilled in her a razor-sharp intellect, a restless curiosity, and a deep appreciation for authentic storytelling. Everything shifted when the family headed west to California. In that sun-drenched, buzzing environment, young Angie immediately commanded attention with her natural poise and a radiant charm that could fill any room. Interestingly, she never actually aimed for Hollywood stardom. She was just another student at Glendale Community College and later Immaculate Heart College, studying business and drama while trying to find her way. But destiny intervened through a simple beauty pageant that became her unexpected ticket to the big time. A single television spot in the early 50s caught the eye of Columbia Pictures, and just like that, Angie was thrust into the heart of the old studio system. What set her apart from the crowd wasn't just her striking looks. It was her wit, her intelligence, and her grounded nature. She was more than a glamorous face, she was a real person with a massive heart, which is exactly why everyone, including Ricky Nelson, was so drawn to her. People fell for Angie because she felt approachable, possessing a rare blend of elegance and warmth that made viewers feel like they truly knew her. Throughout the 50s, she climbed the ladder from minor parts to roles that finally let her talent shine. Then in 1959, her life changed forever with the release of Rio Bravo. Working with giants like John Wayne and Dean Martin, Angie stole every scene as Feathers, the gritty yet captivating saloon singer. She was absolute magic on screen, proving that a woman could be powerful, brilliant, and alluring all at once. That performance didn't just make her a household name. It defined her signature brand of tough vulnerability that no one else could replicate. By the time the 60s rolled around, she was a force of nature, jumping between westerns, comedies, and gritty thrillers like Point Blank, refusing to be pigeonholed. Opposite Lee Marvin, she brought a quiet, intense emotional depth that perfectly mirrored the changing landscape of American film. She proved she could dominate the classic studio era and the raw, psychological stories that followed, reigning over the screen like royalty. But she wasn't done breaking records. In 1974, she pivoted to television and changed everything by starring in Policewoman. It was a revolutionary moment, as she became the first woman to headline a successful TV drama as a cop, shattering the glass ceiling during an era when women were usually just background characters. Her portrayal of Pepper Anderson was iconic, blending authority with a deep sense of compassion. She didn't just make a hit show, she paved the way for every female-led crime drama that followed. As the years passed, Angie became more selective, choosing bold projects like the 1980 thriller Dressed to Kill, which proved her fearless spark was still very much alive. Even as the industry changed, she remained respected for her uncompromising honesty. In the early 90s, she shocked everyone by taking on darker, more experimental roles, such as her chilling performance in the miniseries Wild Palms. She shed her glamorous image to play a ruthless, cold figure, reminding the world she wasn't afraid of controversial or messy stories. That same year, she brought her electric energy to Even Cowgirls Get the Blues, playing a fierce spa owner with an unapologetic edge. While others her age were playing it safe, Angie was still taking massive risks. Her independence was legendary. She famously walked off the set of a TV special meant to honor her because she felt it was too sappy and didn't represent her true self. She refused to let the industry rewrite her narrative. Into the mid-90s, she continued to show her range, appearing in the remake of Sabrina and the intense thriller The Maddening. Whether it was high-end comedy or dark drama, she made it all look easy. She even showcased her comedic timing on The Larry Sanders Show, reuniting with Rip Torn in a performance that was both nostalgic and hilarious. Behind the scenes, her life was a mix of high-profile glamour and deeply personal trials. Her 1952 marriage to Gene Dickinson eventually faded as their separate ambitions pulled them apart, but she kept his last name as a mark of her own identity and control. Beyond the film sets, she cultivated a deep intellectual friendship with economist John Kenneth Galbraith, traveling the world and holding her own in circles of global diplomacy. In 1965, she entered a high-profile creative partnership by marrying composer Burt Bacharach. Their 16-year marriage was full of artistic fire, but also the heavy pressures of fame. Together, they navigated the challenges of raising their daughter, Nikki, who was born with autism at a time when there was very little support. Angie was a fiercely devoted mother, showing incredible strength through decades of emotional strain. Sadly, life also brought profound heartbreak, including the tragic loss of Nikki in 2007 and Bert's passing in 2023. Now, at 94, Angie looks back on it all with total transparency. When she speaks of Ricky Nelson today, it's not about gossip, it's about a tender, meaningful connection. She recalls how Ricky was the ultimate teen idol, trapped in a prison of adoration that few understood. Despite the whispers about their age difference, she notes that the real gap was in their life experiences. Ricky had been a star since childhood and never had the chance to find himself away from the cameras. She remembers him as a sweet, polite, and deeply lonely soul who struggled to be seen as a serious artist. Their bond was built on genuine empathy, far away from the Hollywood hype. To her, Ricky's story was a tragedy of fame freezing a person in time. His death in 1985 left her devastated, mourning the man he never got to become. Today, she hopes people remember the real person behind the idol, humanizing a history that many only see in black and white.